welcome. Like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to everyone that is close to you. As we anchor the program of the day, wherever you are, I beg you in the name of Chukwu, please kindly like and share so that we can reach to as many people as possible. Let's get set and prepare for the program of the day while we're listening to these very important intros to guide us and lead us into the business of the day.
Want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who from their mother's womb were born. You do this very well. You must be very, very strong.
When in the Boroku, Nijim were on with Biafra. When in the Siputa. Makamwero mwekanyinaga Biko kulien Nogeruo Biko kulien Iye jamalike Nogeruo Omwene ndia boroku Makamwero wanyi Omwene ndia buruchekwa Makamwero wewu Biafra Biko kulien the spirit of Biafra, Biko Kulienu Nogeruo. When the Biafra Gideon, Biko Kulienu Nogeruo. Oamadike nona donjon, Mugekweki Eremeyae. Bodike, Mosike Rurachobadike. Biko Kulienu Nogeruo. The Prime Minister of Biafra Republic Government in exile, Master Simon F. A bond to smooth to sleep Gabaniru Naibu. Never brother and down from my Ebudo. Or Guinea. Master Simon F. A mesu of Coquere, Onyendu. Ihe Gamadi Keruo. Imapa Simon F. Ihe Gamadi Keruo. Simon Epafuata Katabo Ojuda Kwenyi Mkwikwe Ronye Nduki Nebetata I will follow you Never look back I will follow you Mwa Prime Minister Ronye Anyiga Wanuga I will follow you Anina I will follow you I will follow you Mwa Simon Epafuata. The question is this: if Nigerian government failed to organize referendum for children of Biafra, are you ready to lead us to do anything in order to get freedom from Biafra? And I'm going to be number one to follow you. If you are looking for 100 men, you will find 50 in me. Ogwe Bucharangwe, Master Simon Epa, or Guinea. Master Simon Epa, Biko, GC. Kaka Nogu, Atakata walk, I know, Ojuda Way, Equivalent Guinea Menata. I am 50 men, oh yes, and I said, I will follow you, I will follow you, I will follow you, never look back, I will follow you. Prime Minister, and you got one who got I will follow you, and I will follow you, I will follow you. What's oh, Madike Biafra, Dahi Boro, Gabiarole, Ie Jamadike, Biafra Republic Government awuchie ihe gamadi keruo Commander Jetule kwechiri General Buduso Sona atakata wo Commander Holy Ghost Okonye ndu borokunu na satata Biko kulie nuo Oke nuo Biko kulie Iye jamadi keruo Oke nuo Biko kulie nuo Oke nuo Iye jamadi keruo Oke maka Biafra wero putara anyị onye ndu Simon Eba Obatobie.
Witness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh
Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All these we pray, all these we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome, 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 fellow Biafrans. Welcome wherever you are joining me from. I appreciate you and I welcome you to the program today. I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every one of you that has connected from wherever you are connecting from. I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect you. what we have signed up to do in Biafra restoration. For those who are joining us for the very first time, I want you to understand and know that this very platform is a platform that stands under the Biafra Republic of Exile, a platform under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As you all know, in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come here to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people or individuals. We do not come here to attack any race or religion. What we do in this platform is to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. We try as much as possible to debunk every lie that have been told against the Biafran people, against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and against our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In this platform, we are here to encourage Biafrans far and wide. Wherever you are as a Biafran, we are here to encourage you to stand firm and continue to focus on your freedom. Wherever you are and you're watching us, regardless your race, your location, as long as you're genuinely speaking and seeking for freedom, we are here for you, and that freedom you will surely get. In this very platform, this is a platform that belongs to the Biafran people. And when we are talking about the Biafran people here, I mean the old southeastern region, which comprises of the present South-South, the Southeast, the Lower Benue, and the Lower Kogi. These areas are the old southeastern region, which is the Biafra land. Wherever you find yourself in this area and your mother is tying 2 pieces of rubber, you are a Biafran. It does not matter the name you give to yourself. You are a Biafran. You can pick up any nickname you like. It's up to you. But Chukwu Okike Abiama knows you as a Biafran, and you will always be addressed spiritually and physically as a Biafran and treated as a Biafran. So the earlier you begin to accept your faith as a Biafran, the better for you. This is your platform. In this platform, we admit people. This morning section is always an interactive section. A section where we come to interact with the Biafran people, interact with the world, interact with those who do not understand what we are pursuing and what we stand for. In this program, we are ready to answer questions. We are ready to listen to your own contributions. And we are ready to hear you out, to hear your prayers too. If you are a genuine Biafran and you want to join us on this platform, please do so. When you join, you are free and entitled to speak in your own language. Any Biafran language that you know of, to communicate to your audience and make sure that they understand what the day is. Feel free to communicate in that language. That is the privilege you have as a Biafran. Whichever part of the Biafran you come from, feel free to communicate in your language on this platform. Capture your audience so that they can understand where we are at the situation of things. Fellow Biafrans that are watching, anywhere you are watching us from, I welcome you and I appreciate you. If you are joining us on the platform, make sure you cover yourself up very well. Don't appear naked. And we beg you that when you join us on this platform, please try to be civil in your discussions. Be civil in whatever you want to say. We are not telling you to throw away your opinion. I'm not telling you not to show your anger or grievances. You can do all that at the same time being civil with it, so that the people can be able to understand your expressions. I appreciate every one of you that have connected. Please, as you join the platform, like and share. Like and share so that others can join us. you know that at this very point in time, when we know that the journey is getting to an end, it is getting tougher, and our enemies are trying everything humanly possible to stop us. Without your support, we cannot be able to overcome the challenges. That is why we need your support in sharing and liking the video. The social media is not friendly with us. Our platform is under attack, including the platform where you are watching is under attack. So whenever we come online, for us to be able to subdue them and be able to pass the information, you must help us to share so that we can get this message across, because it is important to carry everyone around, more especially the Biafran people. Every one of us must carry that along. And we must continue to speak out to the world, tell the world the situation of the zoo and what is happening in Nigeria. I welcome every one of you that has connected. And as you connect, make sure that you invite at least one person to join you onto this broadcast so that we can be able to reach out as much as we can. And the topic of today says, happening now, Biafra, an undeniable reality. As Biafra, the program in exile, with Prime Minister approves, asks Biafra to the world, vote now. A lot is happening. And as everything is happening and unfolding very, very fast, you as a Biafran, you must be focused. Every one of us must be focused. You must not lose your focus. We must consistently continue to pursue the freedom of the Biafran people and focus. Do not entertain any distraction. We know that the contraption called Nigeria is a master in distraction. They can distract you with a lot of things. They can create a distraction in a twinkle of an eye. But I thank you that in this generation of Biafrans, we can't be distracted. We are focused. There is only one desire that the Biafran people have: freedom. The only thing we are asking for is freedom, self-determination. We are not asking for resource control. We are not asking for presidency. We are not asking for any allocation whatsoever. What we are demanding for is total and absolute freedom of the Biafran people, independence. We have asked for this for a very long time, and it has been peaceful. We have been asking peacefully for the zoo to conduct a referendum and let us go, but they have refused. They pretend it's not happening. Sometimes they come and tell you that the referendum is not in their constitution. But referendum have been used in that same contraption on several occasions. Referendum have been used on several occasions. The same people who will come and tell you that referendum cannot be applied know very well that is something called the doctrine of necessity. They know very well. There is something called the doctrine of necessity, which have been used several times in Nigeria. So the only reason they are telling you that it is not possible, it's not happening, it's not in their condition, is because they don't want to go that path. They do not want to face the reality of today. They do not want to listen to the people. But the more they continue to deny this fact, we will continue to push it before their own face, and they must hear us, whether they like it or not. Today, we are no longer begging for anybody to conduct a referendum. The Biafra Republic in Exile, under our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa today, has successfully made a way to conduct self-referendum, and the Biafrans are voting massively. As we speak, the self-referendum of Biafra is still going on. So if you are a genuine Biafran and you have not voted, I don't know what you're waiting for. Anybody that is a Biafran today, it is a civic responsibility to cast your vote. It does not matter under which disguise you are fighting for Biafra. It does not matter under which disguise you are fighting for self-determination. It does not matter, even if you are a politician, even if you are one Nigerianist, as long as you are from Biafra land, this self-referendum is going to do you a lot of good. The self-referendum of Biafra is going to do you a lot of good. It is not only important for the agitators. It's not only important for the Biafra Republic of Zion. It is important for everybody that is from the whole southeastern region, every Biafra. It is compulsory and very important that you participate because you are going to need this referendum. You are going to need this self-referendum in every of your argument, in your daily activities, even your argument in the zoo, for those of you who are still working with the enemy. For those of you who still think that you can change things politically, this self-referendum is going to help you. Wherever you are in Biafra land today and you have not voted, or you are outside Biafra land, any part of the world where you are, the self-referendum vote is conducted online. Cast your vote and make sure that your neighbors, your family and friends cast their. As long as the person is 18 years old, they have to participate in this vote. It is your civic responsibility to make sure that your vote is casted. When we talk about the coming of Biafra, the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Israel, made it clear how and when Biafra is going to be actualized. When he made mention of it initially, people thought it was a joke, that it was just entertaining them. But today, nobody takes Master Simon as a joke anymore because they have seen the handwriting on the wall. The handwriting is very clear on the wall. The diplomatic move that Master Simon, the Prime Minister, is making, he is not doing it in secret. A lot of diplomatic moves have been made, and more are still going on daily basis to see that Biafra restoration happens. Remember, a date has been given that by November, the restoration of the independent state of Biafra will happen. The declaration of the restoration of the independent state of the United States of Biafra will happen. And he went ahead to say, because of the situation we are seeing in the zoo today, a lot of things is happening, many things are rising up, that it is possible that we might not be able to wait until November before the declaration of the restoration of Biafra. He gave certain points. Every one of us have heard about the coup that is being cooked up by the northern soldiers. And as the northern soldiers are preparing to take over the government, they are also planning to drag the Biafrans into it, using their stooge in Imo State, as one of their sponsors. But for us Biafrans, the whole world know that we have focus and we know what we want. All we want is our independent state of Biafra. That is what we want. There is nothing else we are looking for in Nigeria. Well, anything that has to do with Nigeria, we're not involved. They can continue to conduct their coup, they can continue to conduct their referendum. Whatever they want to conduct, it's up to them. We are not part of it. Just like when they are talking about their protests for their hardship, we are not part of it. Whatever happens in the zoo today happens to them, not us. We have already made up our mind and we've taken our own path. We chose our path, and that path is the path to freedom. Nothing is going to change it. So wherever you are today, prepare yourself for what is coming. In preparation to the declaration of the restoration of independence of Biafra, we saw how far the Biafra Republic has gone. Yesterday, so many of us watched the cabinet members live casting their vote on some acts that are very, very important. Some of you who think that the Biafran restoration today is like that of yesterday, think again. And when we tell you that we have long time get done with agitation, now you understand. Time for agitation and agitation and agitation has passed. Today, we are in the time of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra. And in that restoration, it's not just in word, in action. That is why you saw the video you watched yesterday live, where the members of the cabinet were casting their vote for the acts in support of the government and to make sure that things get done the way it should be done. As the zoo is sinking on daily basis, many of our brothers are worried. Those who are in businesses, as you all know, Biafrans are people that float with cash. Biafrans, they deal with cash mostly. And people are worried. Our Prime Minister, Master Sam Manepa, is not silent. He knows what he's doing. And he knows that safeguarding the finance of the Biafrans is very, very important. And that was why you saw the act you saw yesterday that was enacted. Those acts that have to do with the Bank of Biafra. And it was stated very, very clear why and what they are for. And I hope that every one of us keyed in on that program yesterday and you saw how the vote was conducted. Like some of them who come out and say that our Prime Minister is all and all, he takes decision and does what he wants to do at his own time. Now you have seen a tip of the iceberg. Like some of you who come out and say, oh, he appointed himself a Prime Minister. He made himself this and that. He made himself the defense minister. He made himself that. Out of your ignorance, hatred, and jealousy, you cannot come down to watch and understand the situation of things. We are talking about a government. The government have been formed. And from the onset, the Prime Minister had announced that if you have any contribution to make to the government, and you are a Biafran, the door is open for you. He has announced it several times. The same way you saw the election yesterday, the adoption of the act, that was how he was elected. Biafrans came together and made him the Prime Minister of Biafra, the Republic of Exile. And he is working on that capacity today, doing excellently well, extraordinarily well. There is nothing you can do about it. You can't stop it. No matter how you try, you cannot. On that vote yesterday, we saw the vote, the establishment of the Biafra Federal Reserve Act. The establishment of Biafra Federal Reserve Act 3, 2024. It was voted yesterday. The establishment of the Digital Currency Act 04, 2024. Biafran coin was voted for yesterday and it was activated. establishment of an approval of Biafran coin. The Biafran coin was approved yesterday at 5. And we saw all happening before our own very eyes. Establishment of the Bank of Biafra Act 02 to replace the decree number 3 of 1967 was also done yesterday. And we saw it before our own very eyes. Every one of us witnessed it. For those who have been asking where the governments are, who they are, how they are working, saying that Mazi Simon, the Prime Minister, is doing everything by his own self, all alone, now you know better. Even before this time, the door has been open for everybody, every Biafran, regardless your religion, your race, your location. The door was open for every one of us to come in and make contribution. It was announced several times. People came in. Yesterday, you saw people who were there voting, professors, doctors, engineers, people who are connected from different places, businessmen and women across the world. So whenever you see the Prime Minister of Biafra speaking, he is not speaking on his own authority alone. He is speaking based on the power given to him by the Biafran people. Every region of Biafra land is represented in that cabinet. The necessary things have been done. And you heard our Prime Minister say it clearly that as time goes on, wherever changes are required, it will be made. As we proceed and go further, changes will continue to come in, depending on the situation on the ground. But as it stands today, it is now clearer than ever that Biafra has finally come. For those of you who are waiting for the ceremonial act, today we have to be able to prepare. The Biafra of our dream, we have so much cried about and talked about, is finally here. And we must prepare for what is coming. We have gone very, very far that we can no longer go back. The Biafra Republic of Exile under Mazi Simon are doing a great job day and night. A whole lot of diplomatic meetings are going on with the international communities, with the United Nations and the EU on the freedom of Biafra. The independence of Biafra is not fought on social media. For those of you who think it ends on social media, no. And the good thing about it is that whatever our Prime Minister does, he will show it to you for you to understand and see. And those of you who are not following him on Twitter, for you to get facts and have current updates, follow our Prime Minister on Twitter. That is the X platform. Formerly it was called Twitter, but today it's X. Follow him on X. When you go to X, you type Simon Ekpa, verified account to the Globe. There you'll be getting the updates. And you will know the things you are supposed to know. You will not be deceived. Neither will you be confused about the situation. The restoration of Biafra is on top gear. You know, initially they thought that they will be able to push Biafrans around. You can remember when the name of Mazi Simon was ringing everywhere. They were calling different embassies, calling Finland embassies, calling Finland External Affairs Minister. Petitions were being written right, left, and center against a man who committed no crime, only asking for the independence of his people. It got to the extent that some criminals, saboteurs were used to place a ransom on him. At a point, they got a broken news and said that he has been arrested. And the criminals began to celebrate. But to the greatest joy, Chukwu Okeke, who appointed him, kept him until this minute as we speak. Chukwu Okeke kept him. The more they try to bring him down, the more stronger he becomes. And today, they have made him even much more popular than you can ever imagine. Their propaganda doesn't work anymore. It is so sad that today, after all the talk and all the claim they have made against Master and all the lies, today, the Prime Minister of Biafra Republic of Master is still standing firm and stronger than ever. Today, he is standing firm and stronger than you can ever imagine, making waves and making differences everywhere. In their news, what you see today is the people who are supposed to be securing the people, they are busy begging the people not to be talking against the contraption. You don't beg, you don't command, you don't demand for respect, you earn it. It is not right for any genuine person to demand for respect. You earn respect, you don't demand it. So anybody who is coming online to demand respect from Nigeria is insane. For the fact that top officials of the government are coming out today to demand for respect. Officials are coming out to demand for respect for the contraption called Nigeria. It means they have lost it all. Countries earn their respect, they don't demand for it. Today, when you look at the United States, the citizens of the United States can die for the state. They put their life down for the state. And you cannot talk down on their state in their presence. You can't trample on their flag. They hold it there to their hand. Every single citizen, regardless of your party doesn't matter. The same thing in the UK. They respect their nation and they hold their flag to hold. In Germany, the same thing. China, the same thing. Russia, the same. India, the same. These countries, this is where you have people who are patriotic to their country and they don't demand respect. They earn it. They have earned it. These countries have earned respect from their citizens and they don't need to preach them. They have earned respect. So many of them have different projects lined up for their citizens. There is something a citizen will look up on and say, because of this, I am going to fight to defend my nation. But we are here talking about a contraption that has no plan for any single citizen. It does not matter your religion. It doesn't matter your location. It doesn't matter how you pretend to feel that you are in power. They have no plan for you. The contraption called Nigeria was structured to favor the colonial master and not you. And yet you are protecting the investment of the colonial master at the expense of your own people. The Biafrans have had enough of that nonsense, and we are working hard, regardless your propaganda and your blackmail. And some media are still fighting so hard to keep their lies. Some media still fighting very hard to keep their lies. They come and begin to preach lies before the whole world. The truth of the situation of the case of Mazen Nandekano is before the whole world. The judgment of the court, of the High Court, is online. You can Google it, you can get it anywhere. The judgment is very clear. But yet, the media of the contract of Nigeria continue to spill lies against Mazen Nandekano. That is how bad it is. Some of them still continue to use the phrase that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, even when they know that he never jumped bail. Their court has affirmed to that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the supreme leader of IPOB, never jumped bail. He was in his own house, enjoying the bail that he was granted by the court, under the supervision of the court. And the contraption called Nigeria sent their military to go and take his life. And he narrowly escaped for his dear life. But up to this day, even when the court has affirmed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never jumped bail, their media continue to paint that picture of jumping bail. They continue to use that phrase in their speech. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have defeated them hands down on their cases. All the cases brought against him were quashed. None could stand. None of those cases could stand. But even as at that, up to today, they are still busy painting a different picture from the reality of the day. They are still busy lying right, left, and center. And they think it will change anything. One of the annoying presenters is the report of Sahara reporters. Sahara reporters have always tried to talk down on the Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria. Sahara reporters have now become an instrument of the IPOB in Nigeria. The beauty of today is that the Biafran people knows who is who. The original IPOB of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that he established transformed into autopilot. From autopilot, we left the area of agitation today, became a government, which is the Biafra Republic government in exile, under a prime minister called Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. He is in charge today, under the supreme command of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is an undebatable fact. It is a fact. It doesn't matter whether you agree with it or not. This is a fact. A laid down fact. And every one of us have seen the effect of the era of the new dimension under Mazi Simon Ekpa. A lot of achievements have been made. The Biafra government have made it clear that in Biafra land today, we have nothing called ESN anyway. The ESN has been collapsed into the Biafran Liberation Army. Today, what we have in Biafra land is the Biafra Liberation Army. And what is their duty? To secure and defend the life and property of Biafran people. For every single operation the Biafran army carry out, they do it out of self-defense. Self-defense is the right of every human being. Even animals defend themselves. Whatever you see the Liberation Army do today is called self-defense to the highest level. And that is why the Biafra government, under Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, will take responsibility for any operation conducted by the Biafra Liberation Army. He posts it and he talks about it. But the zoo continue to deny this fact. They wouldn't even dare recognize the Biafra Liberation Army. They keep on gambling. Either they say Simon Ekpa boys or they say ESN, even when they know that there is such an attack. The Biafra Liberation Army was launched. The video is everywhere. After the convention in Helsinki, the Liberation Army was unleashed to protect and secure Biafra land, and they have been doing so. And they will continue to do so until Biafra finally becomes independent. The kind of news you see in their media sometimes sound very funny. They continue to deceive themselves and run away from the truth. But it does not matter how far you run away from the truth, you can't change the truth. The truth will always be the truth. It does not matter your propaganda, your blackmail, or how your pretense. You can never change the truth. It will always be the truth, and it will continue to stare at your face, whether you like it or not. The situation of Nigeria is going to get worse. It is going to get worse. It is going to get worse because nobody is prepared to do the right thing. The Biafran people, listening to the voice of our Supreme Master Nandeka, he made it clear how you can be able to save yourself. What other countries have done that you are supposed to do if you genuinely want to be saved. If you want to have a sensible and genuine country, there are certain things you must do. The United States did that. The UK did that. Germans did that. Russia did the same. The countries you are celebrating today as world powers, they did that. And I want you to hear from our Prime Minister, our Supreme Leader, what he had to say.
It is left for the people to change a corrupt system. Don't leave it to God. Oliver Cromwell sacked King Charles I and cut off his head. You see English people, you see the British. Some of you don't know that they rebelled against their own government too. That is why today they advanced and developed. That's why today the House of Commons is sovereign, more or less, in terms of political power. The French people revolted, Americans revolted, Russians revolted, everywhere, even the Arab Spring. The only place without any uprising is in Black Africa, and that is why you are poor.
Did you hear that? If you do not know it now. There are some responsibilities that are in your hand. If you are waiting for Chukwu Okikabiyama to come from heaven and fight for you, it will not happen. There are certain things you must do as a human. And I used to tell people, some of you who are so religious, more especially Christians, you so much talk about the Israel. You so much talk about the Jews and how connected they are with God and how God has chosen them as his own people. But yet, did you see the kind of battle they engage in? Have you ever seen them running away from battle? Have you ever seen them shying away from their responsibility? They continue to protect themselves and defend themselves at every given opportunity. They don't leave their faith to God and say, God, do this for me and do that for me. Even when they are the most, if there are people that Chukwu Okikabiyama will come down from heaven and fight for, they are the ones. If there are any group of people in this planet that Chukwu Okikabiyama will descend down and fight on their behalf, it is the Jews. But yet, they have the greatest sophisticated weapons. They fight their wars. They face their challenges. They solve their problems by themselves. Some of you get it wrong. Nobody is telling you not to pray. Nobody is telling you not to worship whatever you want to worship. You are free to worship what you want to worship or pray the way you want to pray. But that same prayer, for the Christians, it is said that faith without work is in vain. While you are praying, you must do work. Just like our Supreme Damazin Nadikan. I have never seen any one of you that can pray as much as Mazin Nadikan does. Mazin Nadikan does not start any program without prayer. He recognizes Chukwu Okikabiyama in any single thing he has to do. Either a meeting, a broadcast, he must pray. In fact, before his kidnap, we started 150 days prayer. But does that make him fold his hand and say that his prayer will do the miracle? No, he didn't fold his hand. When he comes to the practical aspect of it, he is very active. He went ahead to establish the ESN. That is how important it is for you to act. You don't just keep your faith on prayers alone. After praying, you must go to work. Biafrans, we have prayed a lot. We have prayed and prayed and prayed. Today, we are in the era of work, and we are working tirelessly, day and night, and we will continue to work. If you have not started, prepare yourself. There is a lot of work to do. I want us to watch this video and hear what this man has to say.
It's high time that our pastors stopped asking Nigerians to pray more for Nigeria, because God is not deaf. Societies that invest in education, in good governance, in agriculture and infrastructure, and the rule of law will prosper, and they will enjoy a good life. While those, of course, that shirk their responsibilities and promote mediocrity, corruption, tribalism, horrible elections, even if they do the most prayer and they are the most religious, they would never prosper. There's no demon that cannot be killed with better leadership. There's no demon that will survive better investment of national resources into development. No demon will survive a free and fair election. There's no demon from any part of hell that will survive a nation that has 100,000 megawatts of electricity. That demon will die. Now let's stop pretending that the emperor is not only, rather, let's tell the emperor the truth. Not only is he stark naked, he has defecated on himself. Good morning, Nigerians.
Did you hear that? For those of you one Nigerianists, who think that prayer can change your situation, who think that waiting on God, praying can solve your situation, I am sorry to disappoint you. Prayer is good, but prayer without work is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Your prayer can only begin to work when you have good governance. When you have a well laid down foundation that will make things work. That is when you see your prayer begin to have effect. Do you think that when you see this man talking now, he talked about countries, when people mention about countries who are developed, they will ask them, they pray. They pray, but they don't pray and go to sleep. They pray and walk. Look at India. India, they worship whatever they worship, and they don't play with their own religion. The Hindus, they don't play with it. After praying, they go to work 24/7. They are working. Look at the Chinese. The Chinese you are seeing, they pray, they have something they worship. And their own is that even when they take that thing and worship it, the thing is not even answering them, they throw it away and buy a new one. They can change their God at any minute of time. Anyone they focus and it's not working for them, they throw it and get a new one. Look at the state of Israel. You think Israel cannot pray? Can you pray as much as the Israelites pray? They observe the true Sabbath, not this one you are doing here. They observe the true Sabbath. These are the people who got a template from Biafra, and they are using it. They have monks that pray 24/7. Only prayer is what they do. But are they still lazy? No. They are at work. They are scientists and working 24/7. Their government is busy working. Their military is busy working. But in your own side, they will tell you not to checkmate the idiots that are enslaving you. They will tell you not to look at your government. That you should don't look at your government, look at other people, look at other things. Some will tell you go back to your local government, some will tell you go back to your state. This is one of the lies I continue to hear. I don't know how people continue to speak that nonsense. The problem of the Zoological Republic is foundation. Just like what is happening in Abia State today. You see the governor of Abia State, on his own, decided to do something good. On his own. If he decides not to do what he's doing, you can't stop, you can't beat him. If Alex Oti decides not to work for Abia State, you will not beat him. Nothing can do. He's just doing what he's doing because he has conscience. And every one of us know, for human being, the law is meant for human being. If there are no laws to checkmate human being, they will always be enslaved. Only few percentage of human beings can think well without a law checkmating them. Only few percentage of human beings, not up to 1%, will do something right without a law checkmating them. That is why you have governments. Some are seeing what OT is doing. They say, now the problem is our governors, not the federal. Federal government has no hand in your problem. Federal government is your problem. Stop talking that nonsense. They say now, Governor Alex OT is working. That means the allocation they are giving us, these people are eating it, these people are eating it, and nobody's talking. Now, because he can work, the problem is our governors. We should focus on our governors, not federal government. Don't look at me. You are a fool. You don't know what you're talking about. You are a fool. The problem is the federal government. It is their responsibility to put a law that will force everybody to do the right thing. That is how human being is made. They have to put a law in place. It's just like the countries that are working around the world was not just left open like hands to begin to run themselves. It's not left on individual hands to do. If you want to do good, you do good. If you don't do. No, there's a law you must follow. And if you disobey that law, if you fall out from the law, you will face the consequence of that law. Go to China and eat public funds and see what will happen to you. In China, eat public funds and you will face finance war. In the United States, eat public fund and you will not see the light of the day. You are leaving the office the next 24 hours and leaving the office. In the UK, the same thing. Countries that are developed today, they have a law and those laws are being followed. But in your contraption called Nigeria, a governor will swallow an allocation meant to develop a place, still be complaining openly. The federal government will be there watching. They will even give him protection. When the people protest, they will give him protection and cover him up. Just simply because they want to use him to manipulate his own region. OT is doing what he's doing today because he has the mandate of the people. Because the people voted in him. How many of your governors were voted by the people? How many? You know the battle OT faced before he was able to succeed. And you know what Abia State went through before he got that mandate. And luckily for them, they got somebody who has conscience in him. He decided by himself that he wants to do good, not because of the law. If OT decide not to do anything in the state, you know go beat down. You can't do anything. And how do you think a country will survive working in such a way? There must be a law, a laid down law, rules that must be obeyed, that will force human beings to do right. That is how human beings are. If you don't force them, they can't do the right thing. So when you are having a government that doesn't have a foundation that will tell the people what to do and monitor them to make sure they did what they want them to do, that means that country can never survive or function. You are celebrating what OT is doing today. What if after doing all those things, another person comes in who doesn't care and destroys everything? Nobody's going to hold you accountable. Your federal government or your whatever can never, no law court in Nigeria will hold you accountable. A lawless country, a place where people are above the law, you can't survive. Look at the case of our Supreme Master Nandeka, for example. Look at the lawlessness that they are displaying simply because it is Mazen Nandeka, a Biafra. Nobody cares. Because it is Mazen Nandeka, a Biafra, nobody cares. It is all right. It's all good. Even people who know the truth refuse to speak the truth. This man has won his case. Every of the charges brought against him quashed. Even when they made the charges 7, this is one charge. They are one charge. One charge against Mazen Nandeka, and they are giving him branches and branches and branches. He had defeated them, and yet they continue to hold him against his will, torturing him, trying to take his life by all means possible. And I thank you that today, the Biafra, the Republic Government in Exile, is in charge to make sure that Mazen Nandeka is safe and sound and secure. And the Prime Minister have told them that if you don't release Mazen Nandeka in 72 hours, which will elapse on the 1st of March, if you don't, we are going to increase every single operation against every building, every object standing on behalf of the zoo in Biafra territory, they will go down. We can't be part of this lawlessness anymore. The Biafrans have tried as much as they can to keep to the level that is going to be suitable for everybody, but yet they are not being appreciated. Instead, they're being attacked. But I bet you the time has come for us to be whom we are supposed to be, and there's no going back. Wherever you are watching this program from, I appreciate you and I welcome you for being part of this program. Please like and share to all platforms. Like and share to family and friends. We will never back down. And for those who are watching us from afar, who doesn't know what we are talking about, I want to show you a video to give you a taste of the hunger in the zoo. And this hunger you are seeing is going to increase. It's not going to go down, it will increase. I thank you that Biafrans, we are prepared before this time. We have been prepared before this time. And our situation can never be like those who are in the Zoological Republic. And I warn every Biafran, if you want to be saved, you must de-associate yourself from one Nigeria. Anytime you confess one Nigeria, you are going to suffer the same fate with them. But as long as you continue to stand your ground as a Biafran, you will never face the same fate with them. The suffering you are seeing in the zoo today is a punishment for what they did to Biafra in 1967. Mazin Nandekana made that prayer and he said they are going to face tenfold. They are going to see pain tenfold of what we saw in 1967. And it's going to happen. It is just started and they are crying. More is going to happen. If you want to be saved and you are a Biafra, de-associate yourself from everything that is called the Zoological Republic. If you don't, you are going to suffer. The best thing you can do is to de-associate yourself from anything from that area. That is the only way to secure yourself as well. Let's watch this video for you to see the difficulties. Even when the government have resorted to dashing out food to their citizens in Lagos. And I'm telling you that this rice they are sharing are properties of the Biafran that we are seized. That the custom seized. Belongings of the Biafrans that Biafran seized, that the zoo seized. Today they are dashing it out to their citizens. Putting more cost on them. That is not going to quench their thirst or their hunger. It will increase it. Even bring death to them. Let's watch.
I meet like more than 50 people in my front. As an old man, I look my house. I have 6 children, 5 girls, 1 boy. My daughter and I, on Monday, she will go back to Ekiti State University. At the 5:31 of no see. Where they work? As I hear say, they share rice, I just rush come. As I come through, I say, today, whether I die or live, I must get food to my house because I don't have anything. And my salary, tomorrow I will collect salary. So as I come, I say, will they push everybody for anybody way fall down? If they match you, my friends, 2 people don't die already. Get inside. I see 4 don't die already. Where will they try to enter container and say another 4 get fall down? Where those army down because of the pursue everybody to risky those ones. So not be smart. If you go inside, you go pit people. Those ones where don't faint, where don't stand up. There plenty where they down. But me, I thank God.
Though the rice is free, but there should be a guide on how to give people rice. Because of the hardship, everybody's just struggling to take rice. But I just find my way to even enter the container. Even inside that container, where there's like 2 people or 4 that we are just matching. I don't know their own condition to container. Maybe they will still survive it or not. So I don't know. But I just think that there should be if they are to give free something to the people, there should be a procedure on how to give, not this way.
You see what is happening in Nigeria, stampede. As people are hungry, looking for food to eat, there is a stampede everywhere. And people cannot be able to handle it. It is going to get worse. it is going to get worse. If care is not taken, it is going to get worse. People are already losing their life because of the scarcity. The only solution to what you are seeing today is to let the Biafrans go. If you do not let the Biafrans go, you are going to face more tough time than this. You are going to face more tough time than this. And for some of you in the world who do not understand why we must get out of the zoo, it has become a matter of life and death. We have become an endangered species in the contraption called Nigeria, and we can no longer accept that. I want you to hear it from another voice. Maybe, just maybe, you will understand better.
You cannot go to Sambisa forest and fish out every criminal, Fulani criminal, from the forest and then put them in some camp. And after 3 weeks, they usher them out and give them a white shirt and present them to the country as repentant terrorists. Have you ever heard of such thing? They say they've repented. They put them in the army, gave them AK-47, gave them a uniform, and sent them to the eastern region of Nigeria to kill the Biafran people. And these are the things that every human being should be alarmed. That's why we are appealing to you. Those that are here, your friends, your associates, whomever you know that is in the government, this injustice must go far and wide until justice is done. And we are not going to relent.
You have had it. The only thing that's going to save the zoo is to let Biafrans go. We have crossed the Rubicon, and there is no going back. It is very, very clear. There is no going back, and our Prime Minister has made it clear in his own words. He said, listen,
I have not just I will. I have become your last bus stop. And said it from the beginning till now. I will be your end until Biafra come.
Thank you so much for being part of this program. We have had enough, and I'm going to come back again tomorrow, same time, to continue on this very program. Our beloved brother Solomon tried to join us several times, but I think he's having a network problem. He couldn't be able to connect. Hopefully by tomorrow, he will be able to join us and connect. So wherever you are watching us from, I appreciate you. I thank you for being part of this program. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Liberation Army, guide and protect the resistance fighters, the Black Marine, the Air Force, the Strike Force, all the forces that are fighting on behalf of Biafra. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all our media warriors that are speaking and all the media presenters. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect everyone that is genuinely supporting and following issues on what is happening to Biafrans. May Chukwu guide and protect the federal government, the homeland. May Chukwu guide and protect every member of the cabinet of Biafra who are doing marvelously well. May Chukwu guide and protect them. We present our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, before Chukwu Okike for divine guidance, for divine protection. We pray that Chukwu Okike will guide him, protect him, and secure him wherever he is. Give him more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We pray for our Supreme Leader, Master Nandekan, for guidance, for protection, for safety, for security. Wherever Master Nandekan is at this minute, we pray that Chukwu Okike will be his guide and protector. We pray that Chukwu Okike will continue to be with him, continue to secure him. We pray that Mazen Nandekano will join us very, very soon. Thank you so much for joining me on this program, wherever you're joining me from. I appreciate you, and I say, may Chukwu Okike. We'll see you again tomorrow, same time. Biafra government, peace, progress, unity, and equity. We move. Thank you.
nwoke jiri ndụ ya wee chụọ aja maka Biafra wee rọpụtara anyị onye ndu